going to do a review of a set of bullet molds I got from a company that I've never bought a set for, Accurate Moulds. He's a custom mold maker online, and it's pretty interesting. He has a lot of designs. They're all custom made, and they're lathe board, which means that he probably uses a little CNC lathe boring tool to cut these molds. You can get them made out of iron, aluminum, or brass. You have a choice. There's a lot of choices here at this company. What you do is you go there, you go to his catalog, and you can search down to what he has in there. And I picked this particular mold, or particular bullet design, for the Swiss veteran. I chose to get a 4-cavity mold made out of aluminum. The cost with shipping was like $138 for the mold. And at the home page he'll have turnaround. And at the time when I ordered it, turnaround time was 2 weeks, and that's about what it took. I placed the order, and 2 weeks it was done, and I got it a few days later. So let's take a look at it. You can have a custom design made for you. The only thing about it, thing is you can't go like under 30 caliber. It must have something to do with the size of the tool he uses. And also, all of the designs will have on them a flat nose. And again, it has something to do with the fact he's boring them with a little tiny boring tool. You know, the shipping was, I think, $10, $10.55. Comes in a box. And these mold blocks are designed to use either RCBS or the Lee 6-cavity mold handles, which I have ample ones of those. You can also order these in the blocks, and the price depends on what you order, how many cavities, what style block, aluminum or steel, and you have a choice of your sprue plate. You can have it with like a little reservoir that'll run down, or you can even get them, I think, for a mold machine. I just got the standard plate with this set of molds. Also, another option, if you wanted, and the size of the blocks, if you go to the site to configure a mold, you'll get the price and everything, and that there's like a little box you can check, and you go down and you can go with the size of the block, and then you go by the bullet diameter, how many cavities you can get on that size block. You can get single cavities all the way up to, depending on the diameter for the larger blocks. I think he has one block larger than this in aluminum, but not in iron. And that'll determine the number of cavities. I could have got this in a 5-cavity, but I wanted a little space between it with the aluminum. Then also, you have the option, if you want, you can get this block and put different designs. He'll do it with a different design in the block, so you can have multiple bullet designs in the block. I think he charges $15 extra per each different design. So if you had something close or similar bullet, you can get 2 of one style, 2 of the other, or get 4 totally different designs in the block, which is a pretty neat option. He'll also make, if you have the dimensions, a custom design, and it all costs the same. It's nothing extra. These designs in the catalog are ones that he's done. They're on file and pretty high quality. Machining's real good. Get a closer look at it. You know, it's a pretty heavy sprue plate. Get the bolts in there. And then you got alignment pins and bushings on the other side. Steel inserted. So it looks like a nice set of molds. I know we're all kind of used to buying the Lee molds for about 20 bucks, and like a 4 cavity be $40. But for a 4 cavity mold for rifle bullets, $135 isn't bad. You're not going to get something like this from RCBS, and that usually these large cavity or the large diameter bullets, the biggest you can get is a 2 cavity mold. So I'm going to give them a try and see how they work. I'm going to go cast a little, and then we'll take a look at the bullets and how they did. I think they said go through it. Another thing he has on his website, which I also ordered with this, is because all of his molds had that flat design, he makes a set of punches for the lubricizers. So usually, like, you know, when you get a Lee mold, you have to try to mate it up to something like a Lyman or a RCBS top punch for the lubricizers. I know a lot of people don't use that Lyman style lubricizer because of the extra cost, or even likes the Lee one where you just, you know, get the one diameter. But he sells this set. They're made out of aluminum, and they're like just flat for the top punch. And like a lot of my bullet designs, like for the 45 Colt and the 4440, have a flat nose on them. And this comes in handy that I can use this punch, just kind of get close to the diameter of the bullet. And I bought this set. He has 3 different sizes. I bought the set, 3 different sizes. Here, these little flat. It'd be a top punch for your lubricizer. It was $5 for the set. So I threw that in too. So that's something else I found useful. You know, I do like the Lee push-through type of bullet sizer, but sometimes when you get a custom diameter, you can have Lee make it, but they also do, like Buffalo Arms stocks, the lubricating sizing dies for either the Lyman lubricizer or the RCBS. And like for this bullet, Buffalo Arms had one in the diameter, and I just ordered it and got it to where you can have a custom made one at Lee, which I had a set made. I can't remember how much they cost, but it ends up, if somebody's got it in stock and I got the equipment to use it, you know, the cost is about the same, so I ended up getting that. But that was a little extra on there I got. So this is my first mold with this company. There's several other designs that I like on there. And maybe if I run across something, I'm thinking of having custom design made or custom mold made. So for custom molds, his prices are quite reasonable. So I'm going to take this out and give it a try. And like I said, it's set up to use the Lee 6 cavity mold handles. I have a couple sets of them out there, so that was nice. And I'm going to give it a try, and I'll show you what we end up with. Alright, our accurate bullet molds that I had custom made, or they're all custom made molds. This is the first set I got from this company. I'm making them for the Swiss, making a bullet for the Swiss Vetterli. I got a 4 cavity mold. It's throwing 345 grain bullet of, I think it's 434 diameter or something. I made the mistake of smoking these molds. Now some companies will tell you to smoke them, some tell you not to. A lot of the custom makers tell you not to smoke the molds or use mold release. And the reason is it'll throw the bullet diameter off, which it did. So I casted a lot of bullets, plus it's been cold out here. So they do fit the Lee 6 cavity mold handles. The only thing is they use Allen socket head screws. So have your Allen wrenches ready. And these here, you know, they, like I said, it costs $137 for the aluminum molds and the 4 cavity. I do get a lot of bullets cast. They didn't cast quite like I liked them, and I believe that's because I smoked the mold, but they're very well machined, they're high quality, and they're well worth the money. This session now, I'm hoping I'm going to get a lot of bullets. You know, I don't have a lot of time, and when I cast, I like to use the gang molds, and then that way I get more bullets in a shorter amount of time than I have. So we're going to give this another try today, but so far I'm happy with them. Real good quality. They seem to cast the bullet that I want, and hopefully we'll go over and I'll be able to do some reloading later this weekend once I get some good cast bullets here. But so far so good. Okay, I'm going to give a conclusion to this video on the accurate bullet molds, custom-made molds, accurate molds. I gave it a try out. The molds are made well and they're high quality. I had some problems, but it was a combination of two things. The temperature out here in the garage is freezing. I don't have any time other than on a day like this to do it. So I had trouble getting a good bullet unless I really heated the mold up. Then the bullets would come out all right. And I think I also have a problem with the alloy. It is an old alloy I've been using that I had trouble in the past. I'm just trying to use it up. It doesn't make a nice bullet, but I think there's no problem with the mold itself. It's nice having 4 cavities for this large bullet. I get a lot of them done quick. And also, here's the sizer. I'm using one of the blunt top punches that, you know, other than having ones made to the bullet shape. Now, like I said, as long as you have a, all this guy's bullet designs have a flat spot on the nose. So he just makes a different top punches. And when you put it in this lubricizer, get it lined up. Just kind of line it up, get it in there. No need for separate top punches. That's the bullet right there that came out. Like I said, I had some problem with like wrinkles and distortions. But it was a combination, I believe, of the temperature and the alloy. Can't see. Maybe you can get a good look at it now. But yeah, I'm happy with them. I'm happy with the mold, and I'll probably buy from this guy again, because there's several other designs that are quite interesting, and I may have a make me one. Some of these, you can't really marry up the correct bullet and weight to the old calibers. Like these here are for the Swiss Betterly. And a lot of people are using a heavy 44 Magnum bullet, about 310 grains. This is 350 grains, which is proper. And when I get into reloading for it, I'll explain it later. But I'm happy with the mold. You know, it costs more than, a little bit more than normal, but I believe it's worth it. It's a good company. You should check it out.